Welcome to the Zach Stack. I'm Zach.
I'm Zach.
1 hour of footage, 20 plus short clips, 3 minutes. If that sounds like BS to you, stick around. We're doing it live.
We also talk about the strategy behind short form content and what's currently working for us. Without further ado, let's vibe.
I can't believe, well, I'll just show it so people can see. The hype around AI right now is wild. I just was playing around with shorts and I wasn't trying at all. I mean, really was not trying. I was more just like testing the waters to see what content hit.
Well, that was what, Reels like 2 and 3 that you made that did really well?
Yeah. And so, okay, so I'm curious what you think about this as I show you. Okay. So this is really interesting to me. So if I go to my content, okay, so I did this one a long time ago, and then I just never posted it because I didn't want to start my channel with that video. But then I ended up posting it, so it looks more recent, but it's really, really old. So anyways, the shorts though is what's, so if we scroll down, this is all the things that I've posted. So I don't know, like 20. Yeah. Okay, so, and you can tell most of them are under 15 seconds. The ones that are over are straight from our podcast. And I used Opus for that. Okay, so this is, so I've done a YouTube channel before, and I never really tried hard. I just kind of played around with it, and I was hoping that I'd just become, semi-famous so I could build a presence and make money. But that never really happened, and I really never pushed it hard, okay? But I got 1,700 subscribers just by messing around for a couple years, right? But this is what I found interesting because it's the first channel I've made since then. And I took it a little more seriously, and I had some idea of what the YouTube algorithm kind of did. So what I noticed here is the first 4 shorts that I made, okay, were YouTube was just testing the ground with them, 100, 100, 100, 100. And then the next one, which was more edited, okay, slightly.
Was this all with Opus though? Regarding like,
yeah. So this was all automatically edited with Opus Clips real quick. And then I added in some AI B-roll with a click of a button. It did all the captions for me, okay? And it selected that out of our podcast. I didn't guide it, it just picked it. And then maybe I did, like I went like, here's a little better to start the video. Something very simple like that, okay? But then as you notice, that video was 1,300. And for a very brand new channel, I was like, what's going on there? That's interesting. So then I was like, okay. And then this is another one from the podcast. Okay, so 1,500. So we could say like tags, maybe. We could say I edited a little more. But this one, the next one that I did was 30 seconds. And it was the same thing. It wasn't.
I remember, I think
it wasn't edited very much at all.
Pull up Greg Eisenberg's photo itself.
Oh, yeah. That's a lie. My bad. I've done so many of these. Okay, I added Greg in there because you mentioned Greg.
Yeah.
And I was like, putting Greg on your face would be funny.
Yeah, no, I love that. I love that.
And not just funny, but so the other thing with shorts, right, is you got to grab people's attention as soon as possible. Yes. And so having somebody famous or famous in your industry, if you will, they're like, okay, there's something
Steal
here.
authority a little bit,
Exactly. Okay.
Yeah.
And I bring that up on purpose because this is where it got even more interesting, which this is kind of sad in my opinion, but it's true. It's how the world works. So I make a couple more, yada, yada. And then all of a sudden I'm like, oh, now I'm like getting an average of 1,000 views. Well, I hacked, look how silly this video is. So I hacked this Zuckerberg video.
One of the things I think is really
I'm just looking like a fool.
He's talking. Relatively small amount of work. A business can basically, a few taps, can do customer support.
It's related to our industry. I mean, it's valuable.
That got how many views?
So that got 1,100.
That's awesome.
And then this one was like me in the car, got 3. So that just did not hit at all. So my thing is, we've talked about this a little before. With AI, everything is becoming more and more fake. And I mean, the world has been becoming more fake for a long time. I mean, literally, Botox has been a thing for 10 years. Everything's more fake. No offense to anybody that does Botox. That's not my point. It's like just everything is becoming more visual and fake and putting this persona out there that's not necessarily fully you to attract whatever you want to attract in life. Okay, so that's why I did the car video for a test, because I was like, okay, this is just me being weird in my car. What could happen here? Okay, so nothing happened. All right, so I didn't think too much about it, but I was like, oh, that's a bummer. I thought that'd be a little better than 3. But again, the algorithm is going to do what it wants to do. So then I do another one. I'm walking on a treadmill, Okay. Just again, very silly, but
engineers making 300, 500K a year. Guess what? You're the first to be automated. It's happening right now. Not because we can't automate other things first. You don't have any political representation. Longshoremen, they got whatever they wanted because they could shut down the seas. Engineers making 300.
I'm making some assumptions, right?
Yeah,
But,
no, you kind of need to you need to make bold takes for one, but I love that you're walking on the treadmill because it's always like that. It's a scroll stopper. It's like, wait, this guy's like, what is he doing right now? Like, you know what I mean? It really catches people off guard.
yeah, right. And then it's also, I'm on the treadmill already, so why not just do something that's beneficial to,
No kidding.
right? And so that was interesting because that got almost 1,500, and I was like, oh, and then this is where everything changed as well. As I started getting more likes on stuff and dislikes, which dislikes is not a bad thing. I don't think that's probably a pro tip for YouTube, but I don't think it is, because controversy is a positive thing for views and clicks, if you will. So it's not necessarily a bad thing. So, but it was so like, I didn't do my hair, I didn't care about lighting, none of that, right? So I was like, okay, so there is some desire. I did another Mark Zuckerberg video, it did well. Same thing, 9 seconds, kind of, I say silly, but it's not silly. It's just like, it was from somebody else's podcast or clip, and I just used it for my own advantage, which that's why I say it's unfortunate, because it makes me want to do that more to drive more viewership this way to the channel, because it clearly works really well because of the authority, right? And then this one was, again, another me just walking into the gym and just talking about whatever was on my mind for 15 seconds. And that hit was way harder than anything. That was my most viewed, still is, I think, on shorts, 2,100. And then a lot more, again, likes and a couple dislikes, right? So I think there's this authenticity thing that's going to keep happening, as long as, again, authenticity is like kind of like a word that's like gross now because everybody's using it, kind of. But the real, raw, and authentic version of you, sharing that is becoming not unprofessional. Like, I feel like when I was in my 20s, that was a big thing. Is like, if you show all this, it just looks unprofessional. But if you show enough professional content and you're actually helping people achieve whatever problem you solve, it actually, I think, helps people trust you, know you, and like you more. And so that's my theory on this. And again, I'm not really thinking shorts is the way. Like, I'm not looking for millions of views on shorts. I think with our podcast, what I'm trying to do is use the shorts to send them to the full length video, and then build up our podcast that way to get viewerships, because it's going to be a lot harder for people to jump on our podcast. They don't know who we are or anything like that, right? So that's really the goal. But anyways, I got one more thing, but let me stop there. What do you think about that?
I mean, I think that what we're talking about right now is so important, and it's going to continue to be like what is going to win. I mean, it comes back to like what we were talking about last week, similarly to distribution. But like, I mean, you have to be known for one, but like, how do you become known is because you have to be real. You have to, and a lot of part of like, I think building the personal brand is you can't say things that like ChatGPT could tell you. For one, like, you have to have those unique takes. You have to show you're human. Like obviously, I think, the one reel that did, like, what the first reel that did really well, that was like maybe overly edited, like with like some AI, but you were also a part of it, which is important. Like, if you just had one with like an AI video overview and like there was no person and it sounded like an AI like narrator, right? I don't think that that's going to form as well. So, and then just like from a marketing perspective, I think one of the best ways right now, YouTube's algorithm loves people that are like taking advantage of shorts, and it will reward you for that. And I mean, it has, like, you've racked up over 10,000 views in a week from YouTube shorts. So I think that's just like a testament to that. And I mean, short form content that's the whole point, is like build trust. And like, in terms of marketing funnel, it's a very top of funnel, just like get as many eyes on it as possible. And then from that, a percentage will then find the video, right? And then from that, maybe a percentage of that would like join the Vibe marketers community. and or they're gonna, or a percentage of that is gonna start like to become a client of yours. You know what I mean? But it's all
right.
it's all centered
The
around
numbers game.
top of funnel. It's a numbers game.
100%. Yeah.
I think it's really interesting because I mentioned to you too. I think I mentioned to you too. I've been doing TikToks.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so like my TikTok, I'm up to 570 followers, which is like for me like is exponentially grown because I think the first of the year I was at 160 or something, and that's like very much like what I've noticed is working really well on TikTok. And so and maybe you try this for YouTube Shorts to see how it works, but it takes a little bit of planning and intentionality, but like walkthrough tutorials like super fast. Like today I'm going to show you how you can design an aesthetically pleasing website in under 30 seconds with Claude Code. And then just like very fast, boom, 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 boom. But you're actually giving away the sauce for free. I had another TikTok that performed like really well. I think got over 5,000 views, and a lot of it was because I walked through the Claude co-work, like the top 50 use cases. I walked through like I explained like 3 or 4 of them, and I was like, if you want the full list of 50, comment co-work, and I'll DM you like the link to the doc. And so like the algorithm loves comments. Like how can you engage people to comment? Is get them to comment. So I had like over 100 comments of people wanting that, and that, I mean, that was a sign for the algorithm to keep pushing it to more and more people. Yeah, so a little side tangent there about TikTok, but like it's the same game. Good. It's the same game.
Yeah, 100%.
There's a massive opportunity.
So what automation did you use to auto DM them the link?
So okay, this is really old school. I did not do any automation for it. Like I literally was just manually copy and pasting because I didn't think it would do as well as it did. I know there are tools. I don't
ManyChat or something like that.
Yeah, ManyChat. Does ManyChat work with TikTok? I know it's like really good with Instagram Reels and like I think Facebook. I don't know. Let me look that up. Oh yeah, it does work with TikTok. Okay.
It does? Okay.
It does. And I think there's something similar. I don't know if it's ManyChat, but LinkedIn as well. Because I know like the whole lead magnet game. You can set a couple of different, and I mean for anyone that's maybe like confused here, you've seen it probably on some social media of like comment co-work and I'll send you the exact step-by-step process I use to do X, Y, or Z. Oftentimes like the response you can create, say 5 different responses. So then you'll comment back to that person like sending your way now, or just sent it, or sending. And then it will automate like sending a link or a message to them. And so that's another great way to once again get people in your marketing funnel. Like I say, I had an email list, which is actually something I want to do at some point this year. I just like I want to personally, like on TikTok, I want to probably have over like 5,000 followers before I do that, because I think it'd be a little bit easier. But it's like they can go and get the exact lead magnet, right, that like they want, as long as they just put in their email, and then I'll shoot them an email, but then they'll at the same time get subscribed to my email newsletter about AI. So
yeah, that's a must. That's one thing I was doing with these shorts is like, I got to finish my website, and then I got to get a lead magnet so I can start building the email list, because it's just like it's free leads right now. Free leads.
It literally is. And like I genuinely think like, because I've almost taken not a step back from the community, but I've not been as involved in the community the past couple of weeks, because I've been really intentional about like TikTok, and the audience on TikTok, at least, and like Instagram, and like X is so far ahead. Like people on TikTok don't even know what Claude Code is. So it's been a lot of like explaining the basics and fundamentals to people, and like convincing people like why it's important that they should be using it. So just some food for thought. But like you could easily, like if you can just dumb down everything, you could just create like a Claude Code 101 little like $25 like 3-hour course for people. And you know what I mean? Like there's like
I'm about to take this on as like a challenge, because so Zach knows that I talked to Adam in our group as well recently, and we had a very similar conversation in the same vein of people really need help getting started and doing some of the most basic things. Yeah. And it's hard once you're, past that point where you don't even think about it anymore. You don't realize how many little things that you learned along the way. And so I think you're right. There's a huge, and again, we're still so early, and it's, I hope I can keep saying that for a lot longer. But it's what do you do right now? You can do everything. So it's like, okay, I got to really lock this down. And like you said, going to the strategy part of it with email lists and stuff like that. It's okay. you know, you make a video, you send them to the podcast, or we send them to a long form, and it's like, we share some sauce, but what is the end goal of that? And it's like, get them as a lead, and then you need to nurture the lead, and then you have something that you can sell them for, typically like lower, you know, and
Yeah, get them to buy like a $10 digital product. I think like right now, I'm seriously thinking, I mean, seriously, we should like spin, maybe this like side project, we should spin up like a little mini, like
yeah, we should.
a mini, like really small course. And then we can start, like, I'll definitely start pushing it on my TikTok, and we just go like, I think it's just like a video course, like, and literally could probably sell it for $25 a pop. Like, I think for my TikTok alone, like I would just start pushing that like randomly in some videos. I think I could definitely get some sales on that.
Dude, that'd be a fun test too. That'd be a really fun
and
test.
Like,
yeah,
we could like just once again do all of this, like we could do all of it live and do a breakdown and just build in public, like show you guys literally how, like, we'll build the landing page, how we're doing all the back end stuff and how easy it is, you know.
100%. Yeah, well, yeah, and it's more because the other thing about it is I want to do it live so bad.
Yeah.
Because then it's easier to just build, and then we can just use that as content as well. Yeah. Versus like spending all this extra time making videos that are all like perfect, and you know, instead of just making it and then editing it a little bit and then shipping it and then selling it that same week, you know, and then people can see this, like, because that's the other thing. You and I are talking about, like, we're looking at my videos and like some people might laugh, like, he's got 100 views. Like, that's the point. Yeah, that's the point. Like, you check us out in 365 days from now, we'll see where we are. But I guarantee you it'll be somewhere else, because we refuse to give up and we refuse to keep going. We're going to figure it out, you know? 100%. So I think just sharing that's really powerful. I really do. Because everybody can be doing something like this. Like, this is the opportunity.
People are mind blown when they see you can do what? And that takes you 2 minutes. Yeah, it's crazy. So
people watching this, like, I really want you to put in the comments what your problem is that you're struggling with, because we'll just solve it for you, probably just for free right now, because we're looking for opportunities to solve problems, because we have too many ideas. And so, okay, so going back to the YouTube short thing, right? Speaking of solving problems, I didn't like making shorts since the dawn of shorts and the dawn of like Instagram, stuff like that, because it just is so time consuming, because you got to make it and all that, which I like. I like video. I like creating video. That's fun for me. But after you do it, you have to post it, and then you got to do a title, and you got to do a description, you got to do the tags, and you got to do related video, and you got to do English, you got to do subtitles, captions, boom, boom, boom,
everything
for every single one, right? And it's so tedious. So if I do like 5 in just like 10 minutes or 20 minutes, I'm just sitting around, do 5. Like, I just added an hour of tedious work I have to do. So I'm like, forget that. Like, I'm just not going to do it.
Okay.
And again, that's like part of my problem, right? I just didn't want it bad enough to have clarity of what I wanted, right? But that had to be fixed. So now I have a program that all the YouTube shorts you saw, it researched titles for them all after reading my transcription for what I said. And then it researched the description and the tags and all that. And then went in there and filled everything. And then in Claude, I said, schedule this at 6 p.m. tonight. And it schedules it and saves it in YouTube for me. And boom. So
wait, see, that'd be really cool to see. Is this is all with Claude Code, right?
Yeah.
Wait, okay. I'm curious actually. Like, give us like,
so
is there any sort of API to actually get it to go schedule it all in Claude Code? Like, how?
That's an interesting one. There is an API and it's free, but I didn't use that because I didn't know how well it would work with all of the calling commands that I'd have to do. So I just decided, I personally have been obsessed with Playwright ever since I saw it, because to me, that was the first time I really felt like I had like a Jarvis. Isn't that what Iron Man's guy was called? Jarvis?
Yeah, Jarvis.
Like, hey, Jarvis, go do this. And it like did it. And so like, I just thought it was visually appealing and just changed my like world when I saw it. So it's like, I asked it to go, the first time I used it, I asked it to go look at some articles, find the articles on vegetables, I think it was, because it was for a health and fitness client. And I said, copy and paste these and then put these somewhere, right? And so well, you can kind of see, I have 1, 2, 3 screens in here other
That's
than my
awesome.
laptop. So like I'm on my main screen, and the other screen, it's just doing this. It's scrolling and it's clicking, and this is, whatever, a year ago. And that just like blew my mind. So long story short, that's why I didn't go with the API. I think the API will work. I'm using it for other things like research. That's different in my opinion.
Yeah.
But all the button clicking, I was very concerned that it would not do well with that. And I thought it might. Anyways, it was just a architectural decision. I decided probably could work just as well. Okay, but I used
Playwright executes
Playwright
just perfectly.
Yeah, it took me a while to figure it out, and I had to really hold its hand. But once it figured out, it's done. Next podcast, I'll for sure be able to show it. But I think that right there is an app I should sell next week. Like I don't see why not, because everybody's making shorts or whatever, and it's like it is so tedious. So if I could save you a couple hours a week and almost 10 hours a month, what is that worth to you?
Yeah.
And then, like I said, the creative, like I feel like I'm more the creative type that likes the video side of it. Like you just empower me to make more videos. Like, okay, thanks.
Yeah. Oops.
Right. So yeah, right. So and I haven't done like research on if there's apps out there like this, but going back to Opus, I'll show that real quick. Okay. Because this plays into Opus. I don't think people have really solved this very well, because where's my Opus tab? Because in Opus, you'll notice that I cleared like 20 tabs and I still can't find it. Okay. So this is like, let's just start from the beginning. Okay.
Like, is that virality score real quick? Yeah.
So
Nice.
click into the video that I uploaded. I uploaded a long form video, and then it found all of these clips, or created all these clips. Okay. And then I can say create less or create more to some extent. Okay. And then where'd you see the virality? Is this the trend?
Is it the 99 like, or 98, or what is the
okay.
Or what's
so
that?
That is its recommendation on what would be the best short to post or video, depending on any platform. I'm just gonna say short because that's what we've been talking about. So usually the top 5 in the 90s are all pretty dang good. Sometimes they don't hit as well. So you'll see like this one I scheduled, this one I scheduled, this one I scheduled, this one I scheduled, this one I scheduled. I didn't like this one, so I didn't schedule that one. And sometimes I find some really diamonds in the rough down here. What I end up finding out in like the 70s and the 80s is it's not that they're bad. It's just that you have to spend a little more time moving them around to get them to be more context appropriate, or start on like a hard hitting line.
But you can schedule all of these out of Opus.
Okay, so that's where me talking about the app I made is interesting. So this is what drives me nuts with Opus. So like, let's pretend I want to do this one, and I click Black Sheep Systems, and then it gives me these options. Okay, so it'll let AI write a title. Okay, well, it's not a very good title. It's kind of a joke, because you want a title that's not just a good title, but you want a title that's going to generate some traffic somehow, and or be, clickable, if you will. So in my opinion, this is more of like it's like putting lipstick on a pig. It's not helping anybody, right? Generate with like cool, like people are like, it's AI, so they're like, oh, this is great, but no, not really. It's not really helping anybody, in my opinion. Okay, but you can do it. So it gives me this and it gives me this. I did not make these; it just automatically gave us. So I can change them if I want, yada yada yada. But check this out: you can't on here yet, and the hashtags, you can add them in like that, but you can't see like their rankings. You can't see if they're a decent, like there's no ratings or anything like that. Like VidIQ and TubeBuddy have, you look at a keyword and you have some idea of how like valuable it is to rank or not. And we could have a different discussion on, can you even rank anymore with like tags? Yes or no, who cares? But I'm just trying to say, like, coming soon. This has been coming soon for months, okay, to put a picture on here. Simple stuff like that, right? And I think that's crazy, because this is where you save another 10x of the time. Like, it just cut all of that long form video into 20 different shorts for me. That obviously saved me hours.
It saves hours, yeah. But there's
100%. but they're like missing this still, and it's been months. So what I have to do is I could post it public, but that wouldn't be good, right? Because if I post it public, I still have to go through and say, okay, what video do I want connected to this short, like our podcast? I got to go manually click that. I have to manually click the English. I got to make sure the tags are right. I got to do the captions, the subtitles, all that stuff, the end screens, right? There's no feature here to do any of that. So what I do is I just unlist it and then I publish now. And so then I can run my little, app that will go find it unlisted on my channel. And then it'll take the transcript and then it'll fill all that stuff out for me in the way that I told it to.
Oh, okay. Smart. So, okay.
I'll do like 10 of these and then just run it and it'll do all 10 in whatever time it took. I didn't pay attention how long it took.
And you said that app, all it uses is Playwright? Or like, does it use, what is it, Llama? Like, does it use
so
like that?
It's not using Llama, but I'm still playing around with like what's the research go to right now, and so I'm still using Perplexity. So it'll use Perplexity for the research, and then I gave it some commands, and there's almost like a directive in there, which is not great right now. But as I build it out better, I think having templates for that will be really helpful. So if it's like a how-to video, like go find how-to related keywords or something like that. I have to test that more, but it's still researching related things to the transcript itself, and then connecting it to determining on what I want to tell it. And this is what I'm working on another, like, to layer on top of it is research this last week specifically, and then specifically out of these 50 competitors of mine, what could we use that was working for them to put into this video, if you will. So it's like co-work was big this last week, right? So it's like, okay, how can we fit co-work into this title, if you will, stuff like that. But anyways, it's all automated, and it's up to the user to make those decisions and tell the LLM how you want it to look. So anybody could use it, basically. You just got to make sure that you give it enough context to your business and what you're doing, basically. But it's mainly going off the transcript.
Wow.
So, and then real quick for Opus, because you were asking about that.
Yep. This is something too. I'm going to dive into this. I have it on my to-do list. I just have not had the time to get around to it.
It saves a lot of time. It really does.
Is it relatively straightforward for anyone that's never used Opus before? Is it relatively straightforward to create an account and you just upload a video and it just does the magic for you?
Yeah. So let's just go right through. So right here, you drop in a YouTube link, you upload it or Google Drive it, and one click, and then it will give you a prompt to say, what types of videos do you want? Do you want 3-minute videos? Do you want 60-minute videos? Do you want 90-second videos? Sorry, not 90-minute, 30 seconds, 15 seconds. And then you can say auto. You can tell it if it's a podcast, just a couple of little quick things like that. So it has a little more context on what you're looking for. Because like if you're making TikTok videos, you may not want a 3-minute YouTube video, right? That's kind of, so that's all you do. And then it takes like about 5 minutes or less probably. And then you get a click on the thumbnail and then they're all there just waiting for you. And then you go in, you can just like watch.
The last thing is just a LinkedIn ghostwriter skill. So once it has all this, I've also thrown up a content calendar.
And then you can kind of decide, okay, this is interesting or this is not. And then if this is interesting, you can click edit the clip. Here a little bit.
Wow.
Okay, so now that it's editing the clip, here's your transcript. This is kind of how you operate. All you got to do is press space.
The last thing is just a LinkedIn ghostwriter.
And then you can click and you have a couple different quick options. So you can add B-roll somewhere if you want, or emojis, whatever. And the cap automatic, you can do that on the side as well. This is one of the cool things where, for instance,
the last thing is just a LinkedIn ghostwriter.
The last thing is just a LinkedIn ghostwriter. So I rather start on a LinkedIn ghostwriter because that's a little more grabby, right? So I just click on A and then I say split and trim, set as start. So now that's where the video goes.
The LinkedIn ghostwriters,
right? And then you can do that to end as well. right?
That's
So,
crazy.
so
It's that
simple.
easy.
And then again, this stuff down here, very basic stuff, but you don't need to touch this. This AI writes LinkedIn posts, right? I can just click on that. I can change it however I want right here. Change the colors real quick, right? Boom. Done with that, right? Real quick. And then if you want to layer on more complexity, you can, which again, that's what I'm kind of testing right now with the YouTube short stuff, is if it's even valuable to do, but you can do automatic stuff. Whoops. Are you seeing a dual? No, you're not.
I'm
You're seeing,
still on Opus.
okay, sweet. Real quick, the AI enhance up here. This is where all the magic happens if you need it. Remove filler words, right? So if you say all the time like I do, just boom, remove them all. One click. No filler words found because you're talking about me. And speech enhancement, if the volume's terrible, for what you and I have been doing, I've never used this because it just does not make it better. So our volume or our audio is really good apparently. And then have auto emojis on there, so it makes it a little more interesting in the captions. And then the highlights too makes it a little more grabby. You can have transitions if your video is more transition based. We do a podcast, so it doesn't really make sense. And then the auto generate AI B-roll or stock B-roll. So AI B-roll obviously uses an LLM, so it costs a couple more credits to do. And it works fine though. And then same with stock B-roll. So I'll just click stock B-roll real quick. And this takes a little longer to do, so I don't do this very often just because, well, it depends on how long the video is. So this is a 15-second video, so probably not as important. If it's one of those YouTube videos from like a minute to 3 minutes, it's probably a little more important to do. But you can see this is the only thing that really takes time to do. Boom, it's done. So, and then it decided where to put it based off of the transcript. So
That is not only structured like a winning LinkedIn post right now, it's also going to say.
So it's just scrolling old school LinkedIn, right? And then I can just drag this wherever I need to real quick if I need to move it around.
Structure.
And then click on it and then change real quick if I want to, right? So like, boom.
Like a winning LinkedIn post right now.
And then that's it. And then I can save changes and then export to YouTube or XML or download it, right?
This is just nuts because I mean, no, it's like, but like Adobe, I'd be scared if I was Adobe, like Premiere Pro and all that. I mean, there's still, I think, a use case. It's not gotten as good. Like it cannot probably edit all that great, like cinematically, say, for example, but like this was a massive thing people used like Adobe Photoshop for, even CapCut. CapCut's still so manual.
Oh yeah, CapCut's really manual. I'm surprised they haven't done this already too.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can see like I can knock out 5 or 10 of these in 20 minutes, right? Like you just do it a couple times, you just have like this boom, 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 and you knock it out, right? So it can be really fast. So this is why I really feel strongly about the live streaming stuff, right? Is because this will pull out of your transcript the most interesting stuff, and then you just spend a minimal amount of time dragging a little bit, and you're good to go.
Right? But those shorts are going to be evergreen for your video.
Yes, exactly. And then that's why I think, well, other than YouTube being the world's like most powerful search engine with Google, right? Other than that, big fact, right? The second thing is the shorts will always lead you to the longer form video, which if it's any good, that's like you said, evergreen. I love that you said that. That's so true.
Yeah. No, yeah. The number of times I've seen like some sort of like Chris Williamson podcast clip or something, and I'm like, that really intrigues me. And I'm like, oh shoot, like I need to find out what episode that is. So I mean, it all stems from a short. It all stems from awareness, and it all stems from the short like being interesting enough to like give enough free value, but leave so much more left for me to pick up still. You know what I mean? And that like I have to go watch the video or listen to the podcast.
Yeah, then all of a sudden you're listening to a 1 hour podcast. You're like, how did they even get here?
And then you realize like, and then they're gonna subscribe because it's like, oh shoot, that was so valuable. I need to follow this guy, subscribe, and then this is awesome. I mean, once again, this isn't. I think this conversation is maybe a less technically AI focused. Like we didn't build Opus, but like once again, this is a really cheap AI tool that is just freeing up time for us to go and actually learn about what we make content about. And this is like using AI at its finest. I think it doesn't even always have to be Claude code. Like use the tools that already exist for whatever you're doing. Because a big thing a big use case actually for me, and I don't know how scripted you want to be, but for some of my TikToks, I actually use like I have a TikTok script writer skill. Maybe I told you this.
Yeah.
But like those scripts, like I've trained it on like my highest performing TikToks, and it gives me really good scripts, like almost always. And when I go off script, it like my videos just don't do as well. So like doing even small things like that, it's not.
That's
difficult.
good. Yeah. Well, how do you read the script while you're filming?
So I'll just have it pulled. Typically, I'll have it pulled up on my computer, and then I just film like with my phone. So I just do old school. I'm just old school, like looking here, like okay, like Claude Code is the next big AI tool, and I'm just like Claude Code is the next biggest AI tool, and then so it's a lot of like jump cuts, but I'll just like record one. It's like probably a 4-minute continuous clip. And then I'll just go through. I mean, unfortunately, manually edit in TikTok, but like TikTok's weird because they want you to spend time in their platform so much that if you edit videos outside of TikTok and like say I uploaded an Opus clip, there's still a chance it does do really well, but it rewards you for editing your video in TikTok slightly better than if you didn't, which is just something interesting. Because and like their TikTok, it's fine. Like once again, I'm not doing insane TikToks. Most of mine now are like around like a minute or a minute and a half, just because I'm like trying to give away as much information as possible and trying to get like viewership time up. But no, I'm sure Opus Clips would still work great for it.
Yeah, for sure. All right, sweet.
I think it's like thinking about like how, once again, how do you learning about AI is great, but like I think there is a sense of you have to understand kind of the marketing know-how to realize, just like with content in general, there has to be some intentionality behind it, and that has to be sort of like the top of funnel, filtering it down into like whatever that endpoint is. Maybe it's like coaching course, maybe it's just a cheap digital product. And so I think hopefully this gave people a clear understanding of how you can use AI in that process.
That's a wrap for the Zach Stack. We'll see you next week. We'll be back with what we built and what we learned.